I bid you welcome.
I welcome you to my house.
Welcome to my house.
Welcome to my home.
Hello horror hounds, welcome to my horror house. I'm back with another request review. Stuart Devers, Pixie68 and Tom A. Turner all requested an Amicus movie, so I thought I'd have a crack at one I'd never seen before. So we are all together going to scream and scream again. The film is based on a novel called The Disorientated Man, and you too will be disorientated while viewing. It boasts Vincent Price, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing together in one film for the first time, but don't be fooled. The promotion of the film is nothing short of a bait and switch. The lurid title is at odds with the strange sci-fi inflected thriller that lies beneath it. The marquee names barely feature and hardly interact. And as for the poster, well, you will never see anything so extreme in the actual movie. You will, however, spend a great portion of the film asking, the fuck is going on? The film opens with a jogger running over lengthy credits before suffering a heart attack. Scream and Scream Again then merrily flits between him, a police investigation into a vampiric serial killer that may involve Vincent Price, the goings-on in a fictional European totalitarian state, and a British Secret Service division headed up by Christopher Lee. You will be bounced between these unfurling narratives without a by your leave, and I don't really want to talk much more about any of them because this is a scattershot and deeply flawed movie that I think most of the enjoyment comes from just seeing how things develop and in trying to work out exactly what the holy heck is going on. After we watched the film, I put on the trailer because I wanted to know how on earth you try and sell a film like this. It turns out you do it by spoiling the ever-loving hell out of it. If you're at all curious to check out Scream and Scream Again, do not watch the trailer. And it does have performances from the three greats after all. Vincent Price plays Dr. Browning, whose clinic specialises in limb and organ transplantation. Christopher Lee plays Fremont, the head of a British intelligence service department, unnamed in the film. And Peter Cushing plays Major Benedek, an official in a very brief cameo of this fictional militaristic regime that I mentioned earlier. But if you're watching this film to see these three greats share the screen, well, don't do that. Instead, don't blink for fear of missing Cushing. Get a frisson watching a rather dashing and earnest Lee taking charge and looking more darkly handsome than he is allowed to in most films. And finally, just luxuriate in Price, turning a thankless scientist role into an exposition machine tinged with some unexpected depth and pathos, as only Price is able. The film proper belongs to other players, and there are plenty of performances to enjoy. Chief amongst these is Alfred Marks as Detective Superintendent Belliver. He's heading up the investigation to catch our modish London vampire killer. 5 films, I shouted at the screen. I want a 5-film franchise where this guy tries to catch killers. He's kind of a no-nonsense British copper that our films and TV shows seem to be awash with in the 70s, but he's no less welcome for that. The killer is suitably creepy despite being called Keith, and is played menacingly by Michael Gothard, who you may know from such films as The Three and the Four Musketeers, Warlords of Atlantis, For Your Eyes Only, and The Mighty Life Force. I'm conscious that I'm being very elliptical in my review, but I do truly believe that you can wring the most enjoyment from Scream and Scream Again by not knowing much about it going in. The narrative approach it takes is, shall we say, bold. I can't pretend it's a brilliant film, but it is kind of brilliant that a film this bonkers got made. Plus, it's got a 15-minute chase sequence in the middle, which for my money actually doesn't flag and doesn't affect the pace of the movie. While remaining purposefully obtuse, I'd suggest that this film is for fans of Halloween 3, another film that takes some weird narrative turns and is best enjoyed as a blank slate. another film that's kind of hard to describe what it is without spoiling what it is. Scream and Scream Again never reaches the greatness of Halloween 3, but I do dig that it exists, and perhaps the best compliment I can pay it is this. While I don't actually think it's a particularly good film, I definitely want to watch it again, and preferably with a friend who hasn't seen it, so I can enjoy hearing them saying, "What the fuck is going on?"